I'm gonna be honest, I really don't want to make this video, but I do want to spread awareness about these situations, and I don't want them to get lost amongst all the other vlogs. If you see me look down constantly, it's because I'm looking at my phone, because I laid out a bunch of different things I want to talk about in this video. I highly recommend watching this video, but if you want a more happy, uplifting vlog, go back to last week's video or wait till this Saturday for my next video. So, around the day I'm filming this, May 26th, people in my town tend to get a little more emotional. Everyone tends to get more and more personally silent, but then at the same time everybody starts coming together over this one event and over this one person. Last year, about a week before the date I'm filming this, something happened at my school that pretty much changed the entire community, like, instantly. I don't want to use the name of the victim or the victim's family, but I do want to share this story to get the message out that I'm sure most of our community has learned about. When this situation happened, it ended with somebody really close to a lot of people losing their life. And I feel like when that happened, a lot of people realized that they aren't permanent and that their time is numbered more than they think. As soon as this situation started at my school, many people were searching for answers. And then when people are searching for answers, rumors do tend to spread, as in this scenario. The biggest rumor that was cleared by the family as not being true was that the situation resulted from a suicide. This, in the end, kind of made some people angry, saying they had no reason to be depressed, they had no reason to kill themselves. Many people could say that about another person, but I could look at my own family or my best friend and not know the entire battle that they're going through, because under everybody's skin there's a constant battle going on inside of them that they don't want anybody to know about, and they will keep that battle from getting out. As much as you think you might know somebody, there's always something you do not know. Always, no matter how close you are. The reason I say this is that there are 132 suicides a day in the United States alone. I bring this stat up because every single person of that 132 people was a son or a daughter, and no matter how small it was, they were always a part of some sort of community. As I'm sure we all know, bullying is a big part of suicide, and sadly but truthfully, the school system's never going to be able to get rid of bullying. Over 20% of students say they have been bullied over a school year. That's almost guaranteeing, if you just look at your lunch table, you're gonna see somebody who's been a victim of bullying. Bullying isn't the only reason people take their lives, but is a huge factor in people ultimately taking their own lives and committing suicide. Some people might not know that they are actually the bully in some people's eyes. I'll admit I've been mean to some people in the past, but that was only up until I've realized that everybody fights their own battles, and that a simple hello could somehow convince a person to stay around just a little longer and deter them from taking their own life. Another big factor of suicide tends to be depression. Although depression can relate to bullying, it's more than that. It's not just being sad, which a lot of people do to say, stop being sad. Depression is not being sad, it is an illness, and it should be taken seriously. I made up a quote that I want to read to you guys, and it's, depression is a war going on inside of somebody between their own mind and the demons of life that loom around us all the time. And that person, they are the battlefield. That's saying they're a completely different person than you are. You could be dealing with depression or something completely different than somebody else's, but there's still the war going on between them and the darkness that floats around in everybody's head. People can put on a smile, people can laugh and go out in public, and nobody would ever know that they're depressed. Although most people do suffer from some sort of depression, most people find it somewhat embarrassing to talk about it and open up to somebody, which, quite honestly, it's not embarrassing. If you feel depressed or you think you are depressed, say something. There are many people that are willing to help you, I promise. This is why, if you even have the smallest hunch that somebody might be going through something, ask. Remember, you'd rather ask and be wrong than to lose them knowing you had a feeling they were going through something and you didn't act. Another thing that can be linked to depression, suicide, and bullying is the use of drugs. It could be the reason of bullying, it could be the result of bullying, or it could be the lack of grief in somebody trying to get rid of that grief feeling that they would turn to drugs. And there are many more reasons people might try drugs or do drugs or whatever they want to do, but these are some of the ways that we could stop the use. It's never going to be completely gone. Somebody's always going to do it, but if we lower the number of people who do it, that's more people that we save their lives from making a bad decision. We go our whole lives learning that drugs are bad, and yet for some reason some people think that just that one time is okay. Please listen to me when I say later on you're going to be so much better if you just don't do that one time and just completely ignore drugs altogether. Life is not a sprint, it is a marathon. So make sure you're taking care of yourself for the future and not just being happy now. Always make sure you're set for the future. Work now and live the rest of your life a champion. I think Muhammad Ali said that one. And if you're a person that does drugs or drinks just because you think it's cool or whatever, keep that to yourself. I highly encourage you not to do that crap, but in the end it is your choice. And I can't change that, so just keep it to yourself. Don't force on anybody else. If you bully somebody because they don't drink or they don't do drugs, shame on you. That's not cool at all. You're not a big person. That's not cool. And for the people that haven't experienced that situation, you will. Please, under any circumstances, do not drink at a young age. Do not drink, don't smoke, don't pop any pills that aren't prescribed or anything like that. Just don't do it, please. Suicide or an overdose can bring out the worst in anybody in a community. It can ultimately, they can all lead to each other. Suicides could cause people to turn depressed that lead to drugs. Drugs could lead to depression that leads to suicide. Those three are such big factors that we go our whole lives learning it's just not worth it. And yet, I don't know, we still do it. Obviously, we don't have a choice on depression, but nowadays we can get help. There are people that will listen. That's why if everybody treats everybody else just a little bit nicer, looks out for the person next to you, the world will be a happier, healthier place, and we will all be here tomorrow.